All in all, game week 3 is done. It's been an interesting game week as usual. It's been all sorts of fun. We've had our ups and downs. We've had interesting moments. We had some teams also disappointing. All in all, it's just been interesting. We had Chelsea delivering for some managers. We had Liverpool urgent past Arsenal in a very keenly contested match to come out 1-0 on top. We also had City disappointing by losing by 2 goals to 1 against Brighton and Hove Albion. Manchester United delivering for some managers, even though they won by 3 goals to 0. All in all, it's been an interesting game week. Let's get into it. So, welcome back, guys. This is Inside FPL on the Locker Room Vibes. Before we do get into it, I'd like you to subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let us also know how well you did, what your plans are going into game week 4. That is after the international break. What your plans are. Let's get into it. So as I said, it's been very interesting this game week. I ended up with 54 points above the average, which was 48, highest being 118. Very impressive. So as usual, we just go through the top ranking managers. Let's see what they did different that we could also apply to our league as well. So we take that overall. So overall had 80 points. Let's see what he did different. So as I said, we had a good game in the Chelsea match. We had a good game, a semi-good game in the Liverpool match. The good thing is they came out on top, so it's definitely good for managers. We also had a good game in Everton. We also had a good game, and so City not too good, but at least they delivered a good. They delivered the goods. We also had a good game in the West Ham game. Very very interesting. I thought it was going to go either way, or it was going to go in favor of Nottingham Hotspur, but as usual, this is the EPL, the most exciting league. It came out with something different. So number one, his ranking, he used triple captain. Very interesting there. So it looks like before you could get on top, you need to use a chip. But I'm telling you, it's not always going to be that way. All you need is consistency because it's a long season. These guys, some are going to fall, some are going to drop, and that is when you should also pick up. So once you use your chip, if you are able to move into the top ranking and stay consistent, you should be that guy. You should be that guy. So the next number two had good players and about two Manu players, and all in all, the team looked okay, and he had free hits, so his team is going to revert after this game week. Is going to go back to normal, and it's good. He's doing well. So far he's not really dropped. We've had from 1 to 5 all moving up, which means they could have been lower, but they've moved up, and we've had one manager going down. So let's see. Next manager used triple captain, and it was a very good choice using it on Bruno Fernandes. That is giving him 30 points. So Bruno had 10 points because a triple captain was activated. That is times 3, so 30 points. That is a very good decision there because this week most captaincy choices didn't really go in favor of most managers. So all in all, it's looking quite interesting. I would like us to see what the highest manager did right. So he had a Crystal Palace defender, very good decision. Chelsea defender, very good. Liverpool defender, very good. He had two Manchester United players, very interesting decision there. He had a midfielder in Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea, very good decision. So all in all, his team was solid across board, and they delivered the goods for him with a bench boost too as well. So that is very good. I'm sure without the bench boost, he will still be hitting somewhere above even 100 points, which is quite good. So kudos to him. Kudos to him. So let's just go through one or two things that happened this game week. It's as I said, it's been very interesting. So look at the price changes. As usual, as the weeks go by, I always tell you players are going to drop. You are going to have the real structure forming. Some players performing are going to have more managers picking them, which is going to increase their prices. And players that are flopping or who pick up injuries along the line will also have their prices going down. So it's going to be very interesting. So all in all, this game week had um, Chaloba's price going up, Fernandez price going up, Joao Pedro's price going up as well, Jack Grealish's price going up, Wine in Burbo, his price to going up as well. We have a whole lot of players having their prices drop. As you can see, we have a whole lot. So for the most transferred in for three, game week three, we had transferred in. We have Semenyo, Wood, Joao Pedro, Johnson, Richarlison. So the most transfers for game week 4 so far. So an asterisk meaning it's still happening. So let's see how things go. Mostly because we have an international break, I would advise you relax, let the international break play out for a while. Then after you'd be able to make your selection because some players might pick up injuries from international duties. Some too are going to be exhausted. So it's going to depend on how the managers see fit their fixtures and the players available. And now we have most squads being very, very big, which means there are going to be more options for rotation. Arsenal are going to have the options to rotate. Chelsea are going to have the options to rotate. So it's going to depend on the manager's discretion. So let's see how things go. But as of now, it looks like Grealish is leading, followed by Joao Pedro, Enzo Fernandez, Semenyo, Ekitike. They are all very good choices, but let's see how things go. So as I said, so game week 3 had these players being transferred in. The most transferred out, we had Palmer, we had Saka, Frimpong, Wits, Nori because of injuries, and probably Nori because he hadn't yet figured the City team out. But so far transferred in, we are looking at Grealish, Pedro, and these are players who have proven over the past two or three game weeks that they have a lot of promise or potential to give to managers. Watkins has not been a good start for him, so most managers of course would want to take him out. Wood had a good performance, and now things are not too. Sometimes you just need to be patient because it's not going to be 100% each week. So you just need to be patient, observe how things are going, then you continue from there. So that's how it's looking as of now. So we also go through the captains for game week 3. So most players ended up captaining Haaland. Very interesting decision because most people expected Haaland to have a good game, and I said it for one that Haaland mostly has a good game against um, Brighton and Hove Albion. I wasn't wrong though, but City couldn't come out on top, so I'm sure it also affected his performance. But he still provided a good 9 points for some managers, which is not too bad. But he could have done more if City came out on top. But 9 points wasn't too bad, followed by Salah providing just 3. Joao Pedro 9, very good one there. Wood 2, disappointing. Fernandez 10, very interesting. Then we had other players in Chaloba, in Buebo. I'm sure you would have one or two managers captaining them here and there. But all in all, as I said, it's been very interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So there's still a whole lot. Looking at the injury list, we have Jackie out for 2 months, which is going to be something very, very interesting for City. Wits out, Kunate out. They had knocks, but we hope for the best. Saliba falls out, so we also hope for the best. Let's see one or two things. Martinez Cunha out. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. So there's the whole list you can go through team by team, know who has the potential to start, who is looking good, who is not, and that should give you a fair idea of what to do and what not to do. So the lab is facing a hamstring, is going to take him out for some weeks. So let's see how that goes as well. And then, as I said, you just go through, make sure you would have a firm grasp on whatever is going on. That way, you are not really surprised when some players are not featuring. So it's very, very important. Very, very important. So you can see Cunha hamstring. So that's why most managers were taking him out. He was among the list of the most transferred out. Very interesting one there. So let's get back to it. And as I said, it's been an interesting week all in all, and we are still hoping for the best. So let's take a look at what I did. So as I said, I'm focusing on differentials for now, and it's been quite interesting here and there. So all in all, my team was a little bit structured, but one thing I got totally wrong was my captaincy, which is okay because I still it's still affected by differential. So you have your captaincy going to someone totally different, and it's normal. I'm just trying something new, which I know it would work eventually, but I just want managers to understand that there's there are more options always to be applied. So going into game week 4, as I said, just relax because there's still a whole lot. So, a review of how things went in game week 3. As I said, Chelsea began with a comfortable win over Fulham. That was 2 goals to nil, followed by a shaky win by Manchester United, which was 3 goals to 2 against Burnley. Spurs sat at home and lost to Bournemouth. So I think now this is revenge in a certain way. They've had a taste of their own medicine that they gave City. So let's see how things go for Spurs, because we are still hoping that the potential that we see is going to show. We have Sunderland winning by 2 goals to 1 against Bedford. So all in all, Sunderland here and there, Bedford here and there. Everton winning by 3 goals to 2 against this Wolves side. Very good performance, but from Grealish, very very solid performance. We had Leeds and Newcastle playing a goalless draw. Newcastle really need to figure things out because I think they are disappointing a lot of managers. Leeds, let's see how it goes. And Sunday's biggest disappointment, City losing by 2 goals to 1 against Brighton and Hove Albion. Then West Ham surprisingly beating Nottingham Forest comfortably by 3 goals to 0. Liverpool slightly edging over Arsenal by a goal to 0. Crystal Palace comfortably beating Aston Villa away from home. Very very interesting match. I think Aston Villa need to get some things right, else they are going to lose a whole lot of hope from so many managers. I, for one, I'm still keeping hopes in Morgan Rogers. Let's see how it goes. Already, most managers are losing hope in Ole Watkins. So let's see how things go. So heading into game week 4, we have some very interesting fixtures, as you can see. So we will just keep our fingers crossed. As I said, we have a lot of time. This fixture is going to begin on Saturday, that's the 13th of September. So you'd want to relax, see how the international break goes, know who might get injured or not, who might be extremely fatigued or not. So hopefully the press conferences would be early, then you should have a grasp of one or two, and also be expecting a video or two from us to giving you advice and tips. So we are just not going to leave you hanging. We are going to come out with the best. But all in all, I think most managers are considering using a chip or two here and there, but I'll tell you to relax. We have a long season ahead, and the good thing is this season you have 2 chips, as I've said in my subsequent videos. 2 chips per two. Each chip is twice each this season, so you'd have two of the free transfers, two of triple captains, and all that. But the only option is you can play one the first half of the season, after which everything dies out, whether you use it or not. Then the second half of the season you'll be given another set which you can use. So we have a long way. I would suggest if you want to use a chip, give it a week or two. Let the whole transfer thing wrap up. Let it be totally wrapped up. Let's see how teams are going to now settle in. Then you can focus on using a wild card to just change your whole squad to get together the topmost players. But now just focus on getting your team above average and doing very well at least. But hold on using your wild card so you can use that once the transfers are done. Then you know how you'd get your team set. Then after getting into the winter, that is December, getting when the fixtures are going to be a lot, there's going to be a cluster of games. So that is when you can use your free hits, which is going to be a plus as well. So triple captain after your team is set, you know this is the team you believe in that you can use for a couple of weeks. You've used your wild card, then you use your triple captain. So bench boosts along the line, you can just use it. That one just will give you the upper hand when things are not going too well. So all in all, would give you tips as I said. Let's get interactive. Leave a comment, leave a like, and of course, please do subscribe. We are getting there. We will get better as time goes on, but we need you to subscribe and support. Let's know that you're also enjoying it. All right, guys. Thank you.